So I'm just going to tell you what is a business center and how do you use a business center, and how do our clients use business centers. A business center allows you to use very high-end spaces, Class A spaces in our case, on demand. And what I mean by that is you're not paying for a rent, you're not committed to long-term leases, you're not subjecting yourself to personal guarantees. You're using, so you can use the benefit of that presentation, but a small business person can do it very cost effectively, right? So the first question is, what is a virtual office? A virtual office, first off, is a Class A facility. So this is actually backwards in order. What a virtual office really is using the services of a Class A facility, not necessarily the spaces. In other words, if you have a small business and you're very efficient working from your home, we can do things like use our mailing address. Mike will attest that if you have a professional mailing address on your website, for example, it gives you a higher ranking. Is that correct, Mike? Did I got that right? You need an address, and you don't want to put your own personal address, basically.
It's one of those factors that's important.
Yeah. So a professional address is very important if you have a website, and if you're using a website to generate leads. So you might want to consider that if you're using your website that way. Our address is very prestigious because we're in the Silicon Valley of Ontario. We're in Markham. Our neighbors are Nike, our CGI, IBM. So we're in a very, very good neighborhood here. Our offices, of course, are fully furnished. So, when you do come and use the office, you have a meeting, you want to meet a client, you want to do a presentation, and you use our spaces, you're going into a very high-end space, and everything's included, including the coffee. We provide that free of charge. And you're only paying for the time that you use. Our rates start at $20 per hour. So if you go to Starbucks and have 2 lattes, you're over $20 an hour. So it's very, very cost effective. And much better than a coffee shop where we had a meeting here last week, I could hardly think. There was so much noise down there. It's quiet, it's private, and it's very high end. And your clients assume it's yours because we have no branding, there's no corporate identity on the building or in our office space, nor do we present some business centers will list all their clients on the front wall. They get $140 a month for that name. We don't do that. When you walk into our office, many of you have been there, it's like it's your own office. Probably the biggest feature that we have are the people. People that have been to some of the folks here have been to our office, that have met Elaine and Natalie, they're just great, great people. And they give your customer an excellent experience. And at the end of the day, that's what it really is, right? You want your customer to have a great experience. They want to be respected. There's coffee served right away. They're over the top sometimes, and that's what we like. I've known Elaine for 25 years. We used to work together at Husky. She was like that there. She had very high-end roles with. She was the assistant to the vice president, for example. So she's a very high-end person, and that's the type of people we hire. So that's very important in a business center. That's something I can tell you don't get at other business centers. You might get the space. It's very similar. You don't get the people. I've been there. It's a different atmosphere altogether. So the other benefits or what is a virtual office, the other benefit is the boardrooms and offices. So you can use the boardrooms to do training, to do presentations, to do sales meetings, seminars. It's sometimes a great way to generate new business by having a seminar and using our spaces for that. We try to promote it. We're trying something new this week to see how it works. We're using Meetup to try and generate more interest in our meetings and our seminars. So this first meetup, we've got 28 people registered. How many show up, we're not sure. We'll find out tonight, and I'll report back to you. But it's another way of maybe better promoting some of the seminars that we've been trying to do. We talked about business services, so executive assistant. Wouldn't it be great to have someone that manages your schedule for you, that does your hotel reservations, your flights? We can take over that task for you. The mailing address we talked about, telephone support. You can have a telephone number with us, and we'll manage that either automated or personal. So when your client calls in, there's a live person on the other end. So it's a personalized phone answering service. We do that as well. Of course, printing, copying, bookkeeping. We've teamed up with Holtz Equations, so they take on bookkeeping tasks for us and our clients. And computer software hardware support, we're working with Shaw on that. So if someone has a computer issue, software issue, we refer that to Shaw. So, and we're cross-promoting too. We have a website that we're launching. It's a landing page actually that we're going to be, Holst is up there already. We've got to get Shaw up there. but we're cross-promoting some of our suppliers. So why use a virtual office? I think the primary purpose is to increase your business potential. That's what it's all about, right? To try and get more business. I think the image, the professional image does help. We have clients that feed back to us. They're smaller businesses, and the business center definitely gives them a different profile when they're talking to their clients. Coming into a Class A boardroom versus a coffee shop, or the worst case, a home. I've gone to home offices before and met an attorney in that case. It's very unprofessional. This is a very professional image. You only pay for what you use. It's the other thing too is we have a community of like-minded professionals. So everyone in our group, we have about 60 clients. I would say 30 that are active, so they're there very frequently. They're all professionals, and they network amongst themselves. So there's opportunities within the community as well that you could take advantage of. Exceptional customer experience, of course, and the big thing is there's no overhead. If you move into your own office, from day one you're paying a lease, and you haven't really, it's a very difficult thing to exit a lease if you've ever tried to do it. We have a client right now that would be our customer, but they can't get out of their lease. And there is no exit clause, so it's whatever the landlord wants. He wants $36,000 to get out of the lease, so they can't possibly do that, right?
Dave, 2 minutes?
Okay, there you go, too many slides. So we'll go over the last two. Let me just get to the last one, which is for a corporate. So we have two major corporate accounts and several smaller corporate accounts. And this is something that I wasn't really anticipating, that there's a tremendous cost saving. Our one corporate client, insurance company, they're saving $150,000 a year by using our spaces versus their own lease. If you look at rental rates, are $35 a square foot in Markham, $70 per square foot downtown. So that's $35,000 a year on 1,000 square feet of potential savings. With us, our average client spends $350 a month. That's a virtual client, mind you. They're just using spaces when they need them. So for our insurance company client, they have 32 employees. There's only 12 in the office. The rest are on the road. When they come in, they're using a virtual office for $20 an hour. And the 12 people, permanent people, are using it every day. So even for a corporate client, there can be a tremendous cost saving here. So if you have a corporate client that's at the end of a lease and they're thinking about what to do next, do they sign up for another 10 years? Or they try a virtual office, we might be a great solution. So I did want to have a couple of questions. If anybody has any questions on Officescape. Oh, just one thing. Here's our rate, our service packages, starting at $50 a month. And for the full elite package, which is personalized phone answering, all the services, $228 a month. You get access to the business center and all the services with any one of these packages, right? And everything is built on demand: office space, meeting room, assistant, etc. Questions, Reverend?
What resources are available in your boardroom for people when they're doing presentations?
That's a great question, because we have, and I've only seen it in our center, we've got a sharp digital display. And what it is, it's like a huge iPad, basically. So we connect an extender to your laptop. It connects with the board. So whatever, sometimes when you go into a business center, it's all technology you're not used to, so you're a little nervous anyways, you got to try and figure it out. Here, it's what's on the screen is on the screen, right? It's also a whiteboard, so you can take notes, we can print it, we can email it, we can put it on a stick for you. It also has access to the internet, so you can bring up a web page, you can do split screen. It's an amazing piece of technology. So a great tool for doing presentations and for doing meetings, like sales meetings, that sort of thing. Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, everyone.